Welcome back, Butts and Butts Sports Radio, Suicide Fantasy Football, talking about 2012 fantasy football and staying at the running back position. Jim, I'm going against...
This one hurts me, man.
I know it hurts you.
This one hurts me.
Let me say it before you disagree.
It hurts me.
So, I'm going against the grain. Most people out there are saying Arian Foster is the #1 player in fantasy football this year. And those that aren't are saying Ray Rice is. I'm going against everybody and saying if you have the #1 pick in the draft, pick LeSean McCoy from the Philadelphia Eagles.
I love Shady. He's not a friend of ours, but he's always been nice to us when he met us. We've done a couple events with him. Really great guy. I'm an Eagles fan. I want him to be successful. I just don't see it this year. I think this year is going to be a marginally okay year. I think they're going to throw more than run. It's going to be a big year.
That could be true
for Vic.
That could be true. I think Vic could have a big year and a comeback year, but I think him throwing a lot is going to be a bunch of dump-offs, just like when McNabb dumped off to Westbrook. You're going to see a lot of that same production. I don't think Vic's going to take away a ton of the rushing touchdowns. I think they're going to smarten up and not try and use Vic that much, at least on purpose in those situations. And I just think LeSean McCoy is the can't-miss guy. Because like we said, Jim, when you're picking #1 or in that first round, it's not as much about picking the guy that's going to win you the league as much as it is picking the guy that you know is going to be consistent. And what he's done over the last 2 years, and him being that guy who's going to be pushing to get his next contract.
So if you got the #1 pick, you're taking LeSean McCoy.
#1 pick, I'm taking LeSean McCoy. Over taking Arian Foster or taking Ray Rice. Honestly, dude, I'm not so against what you said. Aaron Rodgers. I just think in the running back position, Arian Foster could play 16 games and put up better numbers than McCoy. Ray Rice could, now that he's the goal line back, put up tons of touchdowns. But I'm going with the #1 pick as a guy that I can't go wrong with.
So you got no balls, is what you're saying?
Yes. With the first pick in the draft, I have no balls. Okay. I don't want to have balls. I'll get my balls in the 5th and the 6th round when I grab guys later that help me win the league. But the guy I pick with the first pick is just going to be a guy who's consistent week in, week out.
I hear you. Listen, like I said, I love Shady. I hope he does. I got a feeling this is going to be the twisted ankle, miss a game, miss half a game. You know, just one of those seasons that there's no reason for picking it. But he's been really healthy most of the time he's been here. I think this is the dinged up. They try to ride him a little bit too much. All right,
well, totally gut. If you're just going total gut, I hear you. I'm not saying I definitely know McCoy is the #1 pick in the draft. Well, but if I have the #1 pick and I can't trade it, that's the pick I'm making.
Also, you got to remember, Jason Peters is out for the year.
I know.
That's a big loss for the Eagles offensive line. They got almost everybody else
that hurts their pass blocking even more than it does their run blocking, honestly. Not that Peters isn't a loss, but at least they've got his backup as our backup.
Right.
So I'm sticking with it. You know, nobody has a gun to their head saying you got to do what I do, but #1 pick, I'm trading it or I'm going LeSean McCoy.
Awesome.
Tell us what you think. Eric at SuicideFantasySports.com, Jim at SuicideFantasySports.com. We're going to put out a ton of these going player by player, so subscribe down below to our videos and check us out Monday night, 8 o'clock to 9:30 on Blog Talk Radio. We're Butts and Butts, Philly and Fantasy Sports.